All right, we are now joined by our race winner today, William Byron. We are going to go straight to questions from the media. Please raise your hand, wait for the wireless mic, and we'll get right to you. Who would like to be first? Kelly Crandall, winner.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. I asked Rudy. Rudy had a good idea, of course, of the damage to the car when you spun. What were you thinking when you spun, and did the car feel any differently at that point?
Yeah, when I spun, I was like, oh, here we go. We're flying through the infield. And then I was kind of looking towards the right side of the car, just thinking about, okay, can I let it roll and not lock the tires up on the asphalt to try to keep them up. But then I saw the wall was coming quick. So I kind of let go of the brake for a minute and then locked it down. And I knew at that point I was probably going to have flats. And it was just, when I tried to get spun around, it was really hard to get spun around. So I knew probably a right side tire was flat, and it was the right rear. And then I was trying to catch up, and as you do that, everything gets torn up. So it destroyed some of the floor and the crush panel and everything. So it was not good, because this car really relies on all that. So it was not good at that moment, but lost the lap, changed tires. And then at that point, the conversation with Rudy was just about, okay, we're probably going to have to make some pretty big adjustments here because the car's not going to drive good. It was pretty balanced before that point. Thought we were one of the better cars, just a little bit free back in traffic after the penalty, but we were making good time. And then so we made a lot of adjustments. We changed a lot of things, rounds in all four corners and probably air pressure too, and then got it to where it was competitive. It was competitive for 15 laps, and then I was just kind of on pins and needles after that, and I would make some mistakes because I just couldn't. Either I'd put myself in some bad positions aero-wise and lose grip, or just not trust the car. So I knew when we got out front, we were in probably the lower teens, like 12th, 13th running, and we were doing okay. But I knew when we got out front, we'd have more air on the car and we'd be okay. And then it was just about playing the air game with my spotter, Brandon, trying to manage all of that.
We knew weather from the start of the night was going to come into play probably at some point. From the outside looking in, that was a very chaotic, entertaining race. Behind the wheel, as you get closer to halfway and then you get past halfway, how chaotic is it for you to constantly keep getting weather updates? And are you on the edge of your seat as well, so to speak, of, is the next call going to be we're done? Do I have to keep making moves? What are you going through?
Yeah, I honestly don't get too excited. I feel like, for me, I've never had a rain win. So I was like, sure enough, it's with me leading, this isn't going to happen like this. So I'm like, just thinking about what lane I'm going to choose. I think as soon as the caution came out, I asked, what lane are we going to choose? Because I didn't even want to think about, possibility of rain and, coming down pit road. All that was secondary to me. I was just thinking about, okay, how can we control the race so then when the next caution comes out for rain, we're in a good spot. But so I started thinking about that, and then my spotter and Rudy as well was, Brandon and Rudy were both talking about, okay, it's starting to rain around the track, and I started to get some drops on the windshield. So I was like, okay, we're probably going to get some drops, and then it's going to stall, and then we're going to go back again. So I just kept thinking that way. And then even when I got out of the car, I kept thinking that way. And eventually when we got over there, I knew it was official. And then you start to feel better about it. But, it takes a long time. For me, I'm just trying to stay locked in the race.
We'll go Justin, then Lee.
So is Jeff going to make you sit in a calendar and count up 3,000 races?
As long as they'll have me, I'll keep going. Hopefully I can get to 3,000. That seems like a lot of races. So, I don't know how many years that is, but I'm willing to do it as long as I can. So, I love what I do, and hopefully keep doing it. I just like to race, and feel like I'm just this year starting to just kind of understand the flow of everything, and it's starting to click. So it's been a good year, but like someone told me in a meet and greet today, they're like, how many races are in a year? And I was like, 38 and a couple exhibition, and we're on 19. I'm like, okay, well, we still have like half a season to go. So everything we've done to this point is great, but we still, if we suck from here on out, it's not going to be fun. So hopefully we just keep it going.
And then the last 3 races, we really only saw 2 wide racing. You know, attempts to get the third lane going and never could get it running. Tonight we saw that as the dominant lane to be in. Were you surprised by that? Did that catch you off guard at how well that third lane worked?
Yeah, it had to get cleaned off. It's definitely grayer up there, but you can count on Reddick to clean it off. You know, he goes there right away, which is amazing. But I think he kind of cleaned off the entry, and then it started cleaning off. You know, center off, got a little bit cleaner, and then I think handling was just a big enough issue where, I mean, I don't think if handling wasn't an issue, you're still going to see 2 wide because the car has so much drag that you can run the bottom 2 lanes and not ever get a run on the outside. But the fact that handling and how much we were lifting, made it a 3 wide race. And really it was just about trying to find clean air, which was what made your car handle better.
Lee Spencer, Catch Fence. I'm kind of surprised you're 6 years in and you're still trying to find your rhythm. I mean, it's not like you're a rookie anymore.
Yeah, I just think I just haven't raced a lot in my career, so getting a later start, I think every race is a learning experience, and obviously I'm comfortable with a lot of things, but you know, if I go and race something else, I'm very comfortable, but these are the best guys, and it takes every little detail. So I think still inching up on those things, still getting better. There's a lot. I thought tonight there was a lot of things I could have done better, pit road speed, decisions. I think there's still a lot of things you can improve, but we're on the right track.
And getting a win this late in the season, what kind of confidence does that give you going into New Hampshire, going into Pocono? I mean, New Hampshire, you're still looking for your first top 10.
Yeah, New Hampshire's tough for us. It was great all the way until I got to the Cup Series, and I thought, man, I'm really good at this track. And then I got against all the Cup guys, and I'm like, no, I'm not very good here. So I got a truck win early, and I think that kind of helped make me overconfident that I was really good there. And I think just inching up on little details here and there. And I thought we had a really good sim session at Loudon last week, so I think we're confident going in there. I'm sure the 19 is going to be fast. I think there's going to be a few other guys that were good at Gateway, the 11. So I think it's going to be tough, but yeah, that's certainly one we circled on the calendar. We've done a lot of sim work for. So hopefully all that stuff pays off and we show up fast. A little bit, yeah. I think it's probably the closest thing we've had lately. I would say that maybe a little bit of Nashville, and then obviously Phoenix, but that was way back. So I think a lot's changed since Phoenix, but I feel good about our car. I thought, if the sim is close, I think we did a lot of good things.
Next one's in the very back of the room.
Hey, William, Dwayne with the three-point conversion. What was your thought process after the infield spin, condition of the car, the rain coming? How did you pull off a win, or how do you keep composure with all that? Yeah,
I mean, first it starts with, just the basics, just getting to pit road, not tearing up the car. Even worse, I think I went a little bit fast at first to try to get caught up, and then tore up some stuff. So then I took it easy around the apron, and when I got to pit road, I realized they were taking a lot of stuff out of the right side of the car that had been torn up. So I thought, man, it's probably pretty hurt, if they're trying to, peel off parts of the car to clearance it. And it was, I think the car was damaged for sure. But we were able to change the balance enough to where it got manageable. And like I said, we were able to get the balance to where we could drive it, and we just weren't the most aggressive out there, but we could, make some moves.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
We'll come up here.
Dominic Cottergoen with the Racing Experts and ESPN Radio Albuquerque. So when you look back on this race, let's say a week from now, a month from now, down the road, what do you think you're going to remember the most about it?
Just the perseverance, by the team. I think it's easy to give up, kind of pack it in, just be like, okay, we're a lap down, but we'll try to get the lucky dog, try to have a solid finish. But we kept working on the car. We got aggressive with the changes to try to make the car, have a better balance, and then got aggressive with the strategy too. So I think I could tell in Rudy's tone, he never gave up, and he was constantly pumping me up, saying the car's, it's fine, just go drive the heck out of it and see what happens. And some of that motivation was great. And then I get in the corner and it would be loose, and I'm like, still not quite there, but it was okay. I think that we worked together really, really well.
Over here, Matt Weaver.
Matt Weaver, Sportsnaut. We had Jeff in here earlier, and he had talked about this kind of multi-year narrative about trying to get you to come out of your shell or just showing us something, whatever that something is. I'm curious, what has the process been like with Jeff and really all the marketing people at Hendrick, and what are they trying to pull out of you exactly?
I don't know. I'm pretty reserved, so I'm introverted, and but I think just being more comfortable, in around the racetrack in my environment. So I think being with the team is what drives me. When I get up every day, it's about how can I get better as a race car driver, and so I try to focus on that goal. I'm sure a lot of guys have that same goal, but for me, it's what I think about. It's what drove me to get into this sport. So that's really what I follow, is just my desire to be a better driver. And I think they recognize that, my work ethic and the things that I want to do to get better. So just try to be comfortable with that. And I've surrounded myself with people that believe in that and want to nurture that and help support it. So I think Rudy and I have a good process during the week, and I think Jeff and I have a great relationship. So it's just about trying to win more races and then show, be excited and be happy that those moments happen. But for me, it's all about kind of the process and the work.
And then speaking of winning races, you're the defending winner of the Slinger Nationals, headed back there on
Hell yeah.
Monday and Tuesday. Speaking of personality and winning races, right?
Yeah.
What's so cool about that event? Why is that on the radar? It's a midweek, obviously, and how do you feel about your chances with camping?
Yeah, I feel good about it. Still a little bit pissed off at the last race that ran a super, got moved and finished second. So, excited to get back in those cars. I think the Slinger Nationals is going to be really competitive this year. I think Eric's running well. He's got his stuff good, and Chase is going to be up there, Matt. So, and then the whole cast of characters up there. So, there's a lot of local guys that are fast too. And I think the thing I learned last year is just try to keep my heart rate in check. It's easy to get worn out there. So, hopefully I don't fall out of the seat and I can do a good job for the team. And I'm excited. I haven't ran a super late model in a few months. It's kind of been a couple months of just personal stuff, and none of the races really lined up for me to run. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a busy week, but it'll be fun. Yeah, see ya.
And we will close in the middle here with the Bob. Oh, no, we'll go to the Bob Pockris, and then we'll close with Kelly. Got it in just in time.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. I want to say you're 21 points ahead of Truex now in the regular season. Just how much have you been looking at these points every week just to see about the regular season title?
We definitely look at it. There's no doubt about it. I look at Racing Reference and look at all the top 5s, top 10s, and all that stuff. But I think Truex has been running really well, and it's just a matter of us performing well. I feel like if we can perform at a high level, we put ourselves in position to run up front and get stage points. And it's a long. We still got 6-7 races till the playoffs, and we just gotta keep inching up on it. We can't have any major bad weeks, and this looked like it was going to be a bad week, and we overcame it. So it's a good lesson to learn, but I think we're coming up on 2 tough tracks that we got to really hone in on with Pocono and Loudon. So I know that 19 is going to be fast there and all the JGR cars, so we got to keep it up.
Kelly.
What is it about Rudy and his personality that is good for you, that works for you?
Yeah, I think he's just no nonsense. I mean, it's just facts, and it's what can we do to go faster. So I don't have to worry about him. He just shoots me straight. He just talks about what we need to do better, and I feel like that works really well for me because I'm honestly similar. So I think we're similar in some ways, and then on a professional side, and then on a personal side, we keep up with each other. But we're not like hanging out getting beers, but we certainly have grown closer on that side. But I think in a professional sense, we just work really well.
And then to end this on a fun note, we all know Ashley's mean, so how much grief did she give you about winning on her birthday?
Yeah, we're going to get marks, so we'll see how that goes.
All right. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
William.
thank you.
Congratulations.